Clarence Thomas has been a member of Local 10 of the International Longshoremen Warehouse Union for 30 years, serving the union in several capacities, including multiple terms on the local's executive board. He is currently a national co-chair of the Million Worker March movement, and I'll bet he has something to say.
Real Clarence Thomas.
Real Clarence.
Real Clarence. Real Clarence.
Good Clarence Thomas.
Brothers and sisters, friends and comrades, I bring you greetings from the International Longshore and Warehouse Union, Local 10 in San Francisco. After that compelling message and call by Brother Larry Ham, I'm almost at a loss for words. I had a 1 hour speech and only 7 minutes to give it, but we'll see what we can do. First thing is,
Raise up the mic.
I want to have people to join me in a chant. We've been sitting down for too long here today. It's going to be 2 chants, one of which is, from Ferguson to Palestine, occupation is a crime. And the second one will be, from Baltimore to Palestine, occupation is a crime. Let's do it. From Ferguson to Palestine, occupation is a crime. From Baltimore to Palestine, occupation is a crime.
Let's do it again. Let's do it again.
One more time.
Yeah, let's do it.
From Ferguson to Palestine, occupation is a crime. From Baltimore to Palestine, occupation is a crime. All right. Whoever was sleeping or thinking about it, they're awake now. I want to depart from the topic that's been told for us to present today, because I don't believe in redundancy. I got a lot on my mind, and I can cite you statistics about how 15 neighborhoods in West Baltimore have a life expectancy of babies is to be 64 years of age, compared to white segments of Baltimore where the life expectancy of a baby is 84. But I don't want to talk about that. You can read that on Google or anything else. What I want to talk about is what it means to the working class to be faced with these attacks. And how do we respond? That's only logical. I don't want anyone to misunderstand me when I say this. Rallies are very important. I was at the Million Man March in 1995, where some 2 million black men amassed in Washington, D.C. We organized the Million Worker March in 2004 in opposition to the Democratic Party officialdom of labor. I was at the 10th anniversary of the Million Man March in Washington, D.C. My wife and I attended the Million Women's March in Philadelphia. Marches and rallies are important, but what makes them more significant is when there is action taken at the point of production by American workers. You see, we have to remember what George Bush told us. He says, I don't care how many people come out to a rally, that's just a focus group. There were millions of us that hit the streets protesting the war in Iraq and Afghanistan. But until such time as we do things to cut off the money, interrupt commerce, which is why I am so proud of our young people who've made the call for no business as usual. This is coming from a sector of the working class that is not part of organized labor.
There you go.
The fastest growing sector of the working class today is black and brown and immigrant workers who are underemployed or unemployed. Walter Scott, who was shot in the back in North Charleston, was a worker. Just because he was unemployed doesn't change anything.
That's right. Teach.
When Walter Scott was killed, we learned that his brother was a member of Local 1422 in Charleston, South Carolina, one of the most powerful labor organizations in the entire right-to-work-for-less state of South Carolina. Why is that important? It's important because longshore workers are some of the most important workers in the global economy. That computer that you have in front of you, those tennis shoes that you're wearing, the cars that you drive, all come off of a ship. And we are the ones who handle that cargo. And I'm so proud to stand up before you today to say that for over 80 years, my union, the ILWU, has been in the vanguard of all of organized labor in terms of taking positions on economic and social justice matters. Whether or not it was in 1935, when Philly invaded Ethiopia, there was a community blockade to stop a ship from being loaded full of metals and nickel on its way to Italy. Whether or not it was in 1939, whether 1 minute and 1 minute equals to 2. Whether or not it was 1939, after Japan had invaded Manchuria, there was a blockade to stop the shipment of scrap iron to Japan. We've been on the front lines for a long time, and it ain't stopped. When Nelson Mandela got out of prison, he made a worldwide tour. And when he spoke in Oakland, he thanked the ILWU for 11 days refusing to handle South African problems. But it ain't stopped there. We shut down 29 courts calling for justice for Mumia Abu-Jamal in 1999. But it did not stop there. Fast forward to 2010, after Israelis, commandos killed those people from Turkey, taking humanitarian supplies. We shut down an Israeli vessel for 24 hours, the first time in American history that labor's taking a position on the question of Palestine. I'm going to wrap it up, but not before I say this. On May 1st, 2015, on International Workers' Day, ILW Local 10, not in protest, but in opposition and resistance to the terror which is going on amongst our people all across the United States of America, shut down 5 area ports. And I want to know this. Where is the rest of the working class? When we shut down the port, we shut down the port at great risk. Right now, there are delegations going to Washington, D.C. to put longshore workers on the West Coast under the Railroad Workers Act, so we cannot strike. Are you going to let them isolate us? Every port in the the United States of America should have been shut down. If you want to end police murder, if you want to end any economic inequality, if you want to end segregation, if you want to end oppression and racism, you have got to shut down capitalism. We need to be strategic. We need to understand that's what time it is. An injury to one is an injury to all. Thank you very much.
I know Rolanda is going to kill me, but we put Rolanda after those two on purpose. Rolanda Cleopatra McMillan. She is an entrepreneur. She is a human and social rights activist. She is a community leader, a youth advisor, and a member of the Defenders for Freedom, Justice, and Equality to our honor. She is a McDonald's restaurant worker. She is a workers leader in the Raise Up for $15 campaign, and I think she can talk about the cost of war at home and abroad through that.
What's going on, UNAC? How y'all doing? Anna said all that, but I don't know. After all that, I'll tell you. We are powerful.
Shut it down!
Power to the people.
Power to the people.
War. Worldwide, all types of war. All types of war everywhere, all over this planet Earth. What is the war for? What is it for? And why? 9 times out of 10, it's based on greed and the id. And what is the id? The ego. All you college people, y'all know what ID is. But I say no! I say no! Freedom is given by the Creator to all of us. So we are, what? Fighting ourselves. And therefore fighting against nature. Becoming not natural. It's cause and effect. We end up with nothing but death and destruction. No justice, no peace. So we are left with what? Capitalism. All over with the people everywhere, all over the world. Instead of living on the earth for all the people and sharing everything and enjoying the world and growing, we end up being fight for your own rights. We are all equal. There are no big, there are no small. Communicate. What we gotta do is we gotta communicate, adapt, enhance, and get out there and grow. We can have it all if we do it together.
Yeah.
Who are we? We are Raise Up, also known as the Southern Workers Organization Committee. It is a movement of fast food workers across the South. We are from every race, nationality, and religion. But we are united as workers in demanding that fast food corporations pay us enough to feed our families. What we want a $15 an hour living wage. Just that. Most of us are working 2 and 3 jobs and still cannot feed our families. We deserve more, especially when fast food corporations are making record profits. They can afford it. Freedom to join a union. Unions are organizations of workers that use their strength in numbers to fight for better working conditions. We believe that all workers should be able to have unions at their workplaces without facing retaliation from their employees. Dignity and respect. Dignity and respect. Fast food worker is one of the most difficult jobs in America. We want to be treated and get the respect that we deserve. Did you know that means that employees are supposed to have a free choice in deciding whether or not they want to use their rights to organize? Anything that an employer does to interfere with their free choice is against the law. And we got 101 of these laws. And we got 101 plus corporations that don't give a damn. I work for McDonald's and they break the law all the time. I worked for many, many years.